This segment of DelmarvaLife is sponsored by Chesapeake Eye Center.
Growing up, you've probably heard people tell you carrots will improve your vision, or that sitting close to the television can damage your eyesight. Chances are our parents probably told us this, and on paper, it makes sense. But there's not reason to believe it or not, right?
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that all the theories are accurate. As a matter of fact, they're not true at all. Oh, the irony. You got it, right? Irony.
I get it.
Okay. DelmarvaLife's James McDonald visited Chesapeake Eye Center to debunk the common myths of eyesight and vision and discover how seeing isn't always believing.
We've all heard them. Eye myths passed down from parents, teachers, and old wives' tales. But how many of them are actually true?
It's one of those things where somebody come up with some unique idea, because there's things you hear growing up with your parents, or there's wives' tales, or people telling you don't sit too close to the TV, or don't read in the dark. And so it was kind of a fun thing to think about.
Dr. Jason Yonker of Chesapeake Eye Center hears these myths all the time.
Big ones these days are going to probably be blue light. Does blue light do some damage to my eye? Because you have all the devices that are emitting blue lights. So you have a lot of patients coming in saying, hey, what about this blue light?
Another one? People thinking glasses will make your vision worse over time.
They feel like the glasses get them dependent on glasses, and that's another one you hear.
And when it comes to eye color, you've probably heard this one.
All babies have blue eyes. Well, they don't have blue eyes. And this is an interesting thing, is that when patients come in, this also goes along with eye color. Like, I have brown eyes. Another patient may have blue eyes. So does that patient actually have blue pigment in their eye? Or does a green patient have green pigment in their eye? No, we all have brown pigment. And all it comes down to is how much pigment you have. So the more and more pigment you have in your eyes, the browner your eyes are. It usually takes about a year to develop your pigment.
Here's a common misunderstanding about eye size.
When we're born, our eye's about like 2/3 of the size that it is as an adult. The big growth spurts are usually around first couple of years of age. There's a growth spurt of the eye, and then usually around puberty. And when the eye grows bigger, that's when the eye becomes more nearsighted.
And no, carrots won't magically give you 20/20 vision.
You can eat as many carrots as you want. It's not going to make your eye better. There was always a wise tale, and I remember my mom telling me the same thing: eat spinach, you're going to get stronger. Eat these, carrots, you're going to get better vision. But there's a good science in the fact that the vitamin A is a very important, molecule for our eyes to keep them healthy.
How about eye exercises? Do they help?
The only real eye exercise we found in science through, in the field of ophthalmology to have some benefit is in this one condition called convergence insufficiency. One of the things that helps with that are these pencil push-ups, where you can force the eyes to continually, like lifting weights, keep focusing in so that you can keep that image in single vision and without going double. But outside of that, a lot of other eye exercises, we haven't found real benefit to them.
And for anyone who ever heard, don't cross your eyes or they'll get stuck.
Crossing your eyes isn't going to make them stay that way. You can't injure your eyes by looking in any direction, but crossing them on your own isn't going to cause any injury.
Is color blindness just a boy thing? Not exactly.
Although much more men are colorblind in ratio to women. Women can have it as well. So it's not just something that affects men. Just the way the genetics works with our chromosomes, things affect males more than females.
And no, colorblind people don't just see in black and white.
It's rare for someone to be black and white colorblind. Most colorblind patients have some version of color that they see, with the biggest color disparities coming in the red-green spectrum.
And what about sitting too close to the TV?
The worry is that if you sit so close, it's going to cause some type of eye strain and injure your eye. But that's not true. If the child is doing things close to things often, then you really want to get them screened, because there is a chance they could be nearsighted.
So the next time someone says, don't do that, it'll ruin your eyes, make sure to double check the science first.
Dr. Yonker also tells us that Chesapeake Eye Center continues to be at the forefront of advancements of eye care by utilizing the latest technology for precise diagnosis and appropriate treatments. So here's a question for you. Is losing your vision something inevitable as you age? Before you answer, allow me to say that, I'm not going to call it a myth, you got to wait and see. That and so many more myths will be debunked next Thursday in a special second segment that you don't want to miss.